Let's talk about how to properly integrate your Shopify store with QuickBooks Online. That way you can actually automate your accounting and make sure that your data is as accurate as possible. So if that's something that interests you, be sure you stay tuned. Now, one of the biggest mistakes I see Shopify store owners do is deciding to just download a random Shopify app that claims that they can pretty much send everything that you need straight to your QuickBooks account. Now, the issue with this is because it can make all your work even more complicated and a lot harder because now you'll just have a bunch of extra data that you don't really need and that you now have to sift through in your QuickBooks Online account. So what I typically recommend that folks do is make sure that you're using some sort of intermediary app that's actually designed and specializes in being able to sift through that data for you. Now, one of the best apps that I found to be able to do this is an app called A2X or A2X Accounting. Now, I'll link to it down below for you to be able to check out. Now, the great thing about A2X Accounting is they will actually sift through your data and only send the pertinent information onto QuickBooks Online. Basically, the way they work is they only post the essential summary information, which is really all you really need in your QuickBooks Online information, so you can actually reconcile all your accounts and make sure that you have accurate books at the end of the day. Now, the dope thing about A2X is they actually let you connect to most of the top sales channels that are out there. They will, of course, work with Shopify, but they can also work with Amazon, Walmart, eBay, BigCommerce, and Etsy as well. Now, the great benefit with that is that means down the line, as you continue to grow, and if you decide to expand onto these other sales channels, maybe you're already on these other sales channels. If that's the case, then they actually make it even better for you because now you can actually just directly plug those channels straight into your A2X as you continue to grow, and they will literally merge seamlessly into your accounting software. Now, this is actually going to ensure that you don't miss any transactions, which I've seen actually happen a lot when linking or using other types of apps out there. Now, that's actually one of the issues out there is you'll link using these random apps that are available in the Shopify App Store, and they'll end up missing transactions, or they just won't connect the transactions accurately enough to where now you're the one who has to actually sift through all your books to figure out where the errors are whenever you're trying to close your books at the end of the month. A2X will actually allow you to be able to automate the process of having to match all the deposits with the Shopify payments through different payment processors, right? And that can actually save you a bunch of valuable time when it comes to your accounting. Now, when it comes to pricing, the great thing about A2X is they actually have plans as low as $19 a month for folks who are doing less than 200 orders per month, right? And aren't using any types of gift cards or issuing any type of gift cards or anything like that. Now, if you're just setting up your books for the first time, you'll want to get their professional plan. That way you can actually pull 12 months back worth of payout data. That way you can you'll be able to set up your books for the past 12 months to be able to kind of see how you've been doing in the last year or so. Now, for me, I find that this is very affordable and it's completely worth it when it comes to you being able to automate a complex part of the process of bookkeeping for Shopify stores. I started really looking at time versus money, right? And I think that when you look at it, it makes sense for you to kind of set a hourly rate for your time, right? Set an hourly rate for your time and decide, is this task that I'm doing worth the hourly rate that I've given for myself? For example, if you say that your time is worth $100 an hour and you are doing your bookkeeping and it's taking you, it takes you 10 hours every month to do, then you know that you are spending $1,000 a month pretty much handling your books. And you have to decide for yourself, is that worth it for you? Or could you be better spending your time actually trying to grow your business even faster or whatever the case may be? Okay. So that's kind of how I like to look at it. So how do you actually go about linking Shopify to your QuickBooks Online account? Now, what you want to do first is you want to make sure that you've set up your QuickBooks Online account if you haven't already. Now, I'll put a link down below to where you can actually sign up for QuickBooks Online if you haven't already. And if you need help, we actually offer a service so you can just reach out to us and we'd be happy to help you get it set up. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you actually set your chart of accounts up properly because that's what you're going to be using to that's how you're going to coordinate between all the different apps to make sure that everything gets transferred correctly. Okay. So you'll need to set up, your whole chart of accounts. You'll want to make sure that you set up different accounts for each of your payment processors. That way you can see where the money is or transferring between accounts. Examples of payment processors are like Shopify Payments, Amazon Pay, Affirm, pretty much all these different ways that you use to be able to collect money from your customers. Now, once you've done that, next what you want to do is you want to actually link A2X to Shopify. Alrighty, that process should be fairly simple. Once you've been able to set it up, then you want to link QuickBooks Online to A2X. Now, this is where you're going to be able to set up the methods you want to use to be able to account for all the different, the sales, the fees, the refunds, so on and so forth. once you've been able to actually, you've chosen which accounts you want all the different, pretty much you link the accounts to where you decide, where you want the Affirm payments to be sent to, what chart of accounts, so on and so forth, then you're pretty much going to be done from there. Now, I wanted to shoot a extremely quick video to give you guys just a simple breakdown of how you actually go about setting up an automation. Now, this is just a simple breakdown of how you can actually set up an automation that will be able to pull all that data that you need from Shopify into your QuickBooks account into an organized way, right, to save you time. By you using A2X is a game changer because now you're not going to have to worry about the issues that you might have had with other apps where you just dumped all this information into your QuickBooks account and now you were forced to have to sort through it. With A2X, only the important information is going to be sent through, and it's already going to help you to be able to speed up the process when it comes to you doing the actual bookkeeping. Now, if you need any help or you would prefer somebody else handle the bookkeeping for you, reach out to us in the link down below and we would be happy to be able to, talk with you and see if we'd be a great fit to work with each other. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I appreciate y'all watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.